Hello, everyone out there for wanting to know everything about braces and everything. I've had mine currently for a little over 2 years, I think. Probably 27 months, maybe. And originally it was supposed to be 18 months, and I've just went on just kind of. I've broken brackets, I've broke wires, I never wore my rubber bands, and after a very long time, Um, actually, luckily, starting to come down to my last 2 to 3 appointments. I go every 6 weeks. I travel about 7 hours just to go to my appointments from where I used to live uh, from here. And so I'll basically take about a couple days to go and travel and do all that sorts of things, which I don't mind because I like to go see my old friends and everything. And so when you go get braces, what they basically do, they sit you down, they clean your teeth real nice and well, and then they start to they'll put spacers in, and the spacers go all the way back here by your molar and your premolar, and they'll let that go for a couple days, probably a week or two, because I don't think I got my braces straight in the first day, and so when you go get braces, what they basically do, they sit you down, they clean your teeth real nice and well, and then they start to they'll put spacers in, and the spacers go all the way back here by your molar and your premolar, and they'll let that go for a couple days, probably a week or two, because I don't think I got my braces straight in the first day, and so that's allowing the gap to come through, and then they'll go ahead and put your braces in after that, after your teeth have spread enough to where they can put. And so after they installed the thing that goes around your premolar that holds the wire, they'll go and add adhesive all the way through all your teeth and add the brackets to where it needs to be. And so that part's not that bad, having the brackets on by itself. To where it gets more painful is when they start to add the wire, because it's starting to pull your teeth more and more. Even though they don't have the rubber bands on yet, which is probably the suckiest part ever, is whenever they start adding the rubber bands, because then you just your whole teeth is just pulling together, and it sucks. And well, once they get the rubber bands on, I would say you want to like basically eat within the next 20-30 minutes, because then your mouth is really going to start hurting, and your teeth are probably going to hurt for roughly probably a good couple days. When I once I get my or once I got my braces done, uh, my teeth hurt for roughly 5 days, maybe. So I sat and ate soup and other very soft stuff that I didn't have to bite into, because my front teeth and my back teeth, actually all my teeth, they hurt so bad where I couldn't chew it into anything. And once you get your braces like first put on or readjust, you don't want to really bite into anything for, I don't know, for a good while, probably a day or something. So the all the stuff can set and they don't fall off once you have all that stuff done. And so once you have all that stuff down and done, you can basically eat. Um, and there's other parts where they're gonna go and mess with the wire, and some of the wires not gonna be in the brackets. Uh, every bracket has a wire in it. On my top teeth, my bottom teeth, there's only my front four have the wire in. The rest of them going back do not. So I try to sit and not kind of mess with the wire as much as possible, and because if you keep messing on it with it, it's going to break, and then you're going to have to sit and wait depending on if they can get you in or not to get a new wire put in. I usually have to sit and wait the full 6 weeks to my next appointment, because I have to travel 7 hours. So roughly, try to be careful with your braces, I guess. Nothing else really can be said about that. And the key component to braces is basically you want to brush your teeth as much as possible. The normal amount without braces is 2 to 3 times a day, but with braces, you want to brush your teeth after every time you eat, because if you don't, you're just gonna have food stuck in your braces, and it's gonna be terrible. And also, it later on, once you get down towards the end of your bracing braces, and once you get down towards the end of your time for having braces and everything, your teeth probably might be a different color than the spot under the bracket, because they cleaned it really well. And once you get them off, you might have a little white square where the braces had set, um, which I'm kind of not hoping for once I get mine off, honestly. And another thing about braces is you can't really floss normal. So what they ask you if you want is a little air floss. Basically, you put water in it, mouthwash, or just air. And it's a little machine that you can charge up like an electric toothbrush. And you basically just put it up there and it basically flosses your teeth with air. So, I mean, that's pretty neat. I mean, it cost me $80 and that's a pretty great device. I don't have it here with me, sadly. And one other thing is be careful on what you eat, um, because some things can actually knock off your braces. I've ate a deep dish pizza and it's knocked a bracket off just because of the crust. Chips have done it because it gets sideways, I guess, and you go to bite it and it just bites the top of it as up here and it just pushes it down and knocks it off. Um, Now, they say you can't chew gum. It's a good idea not to because if you get the gum that gets real soggy real fast, you can't chew it as long. So try to get the gum that doesn't or that lasts a lot longer and doesn't get so soggy and sticky as fast. Uh, because you'll chew through a lot of gum. If you like to chew gum now and you're getting braces, you might have to swap depending on what kind of gum you chew because you're going to be chewing a lot more of it and you don't want the soggy kind that gets real sticky. And if you're one of those people who like to bite on their nails and everything, you can't. Honestly, you just can't because you can't get past the braces to bite your fingernails, which is just a pointless fact. I don't know why I try to say it. That's fantastic. So some things you don't want to do with your braces. You don't want to sit there and play with them and use your fingernails. Like whenever you have the wire out, don't play with them because you can break them. Uh, don't be pushing them or trying to adjust the wire yourself. They have it set to a certain spot for a reason. Because I've came across many points where the wire had just came across. When I'm eating, I've had to try to push it back, and it's actually pushed out of the hole, and it's stabbed me multiple times in my cheek while I've been trying to get back in. And luckily, I know where they go because I've been in there many a times to know where the hole is. So I had to sit there and take very tiny pliers and stuff and basically pull my cheek back as much as possible so I can get the wire in the hole correctly, which is a pretty painful thing because if you miss grabbing the wire, you're gonna pinch your cheek very bad. So one last thing before I go is whenever you get braces, don't let other people's jokes or name calling get to you. Train tracks or whatever like they decide to call you. I've been called many things even by my own mother and such, family, friends, whatever. Even though I knew it was a joke and I didn't care. That's the best thing to do. Don't let other people's opinions about how your mouth looks bother you. Because when I was growing up, my canines were insanely much taller than the rest of my teeth, and basically it screwed with a lot of my eating and stuff. And the way I smiled, which is really weird. They're pushed back up at the moment, and they're working on pushing them back down so I can actually smile a lot better and everything else. So don't let other people's opinions and thoughts get to you while you have braces if they're talking about your braces. So that's basically all I have to say today, and I hope you guys have a great day.